you. Good to meet you. I have the opposite problem. I have these lovely moments of awareness, but then it's like standing on the edge of the swimming pool, going to dive in, and I don't want to let go. So I feel I don't want to die. I don't want to let go of my everything. It feels like the loss of everything. Achievements, personality, relationships. Everything that my whole life has been. And I'm quite old, so it's taken a long time.
Do you resist falling asleep at night?
No. Well,
or do you look forward?
Sometimes, yes.
Or do you look forward to falling asleep at night?
I love falling asleep.
You love falling asleep.
Yes.
Why do you love falling asleep? In other words, what is it that you experience in sleep that you don't experience during the waking state that you so look forward to?
Complete rest.
And what can you be more specific? What does that complete rest entail?
Well, I'm not experiencing, I'm not conscious when I'm asleep.
You are conscious when you're asleep, but you're not conscious of anything.
Right.
Sleep is not the absence of awareness, it is the awareness of absence.
I've heard
the reason you look forward to sleep at night is precisely because when you fall asleep at night, everything that is not essential to you, all those things that you say you want to hold on to, your thoughts, your images, your memories, your activities, your relationships, your sensations, your perceptions, are removed from you. And they leave you all alone with yourself, which, as you say, you look forward to because it is so peaceful to be all alone with yourself.
I've heard you say that you are conscious of being asleep, but that doesn't seem to be my experience. I mean, I can be conscious of having.
Well, if sleep was non-existence, you would not look forward to it. You would fear it more than anything else. You don't fear sleep because you know that you don't cease to exist. You would be terrified of sleep if sleep was non-existence.
Yeah, okay.
You are not terrified of sleep. On the contrary, you've just told us you look forward to sleep. Why? Because it's peaceful. Well, if it's peaceful, you must be there to enjoy its peace. But you're not conscious of thoughts, feelings, sensations, and perceptions. That's precisely why it's peaceful. Okay. It's why we look forward to going to sleep at night, because all our thoughts and perceptions and activities and relationships are removed from us. We look forward to it. Why do you think death will be any different from that? But you fear death because it is the removal of all the objects of experience that you treasure. At the same time, you tell us that you look forward to the removal of those objects during deep sleep.
Yes. Yes, I once had an experience of, once when I was attacked, I had an experience of, it felt like a death, and I did let go of everything. And that felt beautiful, but I'm also afraid of it.
Yes, yes. Yes, when you were attacked due to the intense fear and helplessness you experienced, there was this spontaneous surrendering of everything. You not through your own volition, but through force of circumstance, there was this instantaneous letting go of everything. And in that moment, your true nature shone. And when you should have been most afraid, you told us it was beautiful. Because in that moment, yourself, your inherently peaceful, unconditionally fulfilled self shone, in spite of the circumstances. You fear it simply because, simply to the extent that you have invested your identity in all those objects of experience, your memories, your thoughts, your relationships. So that the self, the separate self that fears this dissolution is like the moth that approaches the flame. When the moth sees the flame from a distance, all it wants is the flame. It makes its way towards the flame, but when it gets to within a few inches of the flame, it halts because it has this sudden realization that to experience that for which I long, I have to die. And so the moth moves away from the flame. But then the further away it gets from the flame, the more it longs for the flame, because the flame is all it wants. So then it approaches the flame again. And then it gets close and it thinks, to have that which I long, that for which I long the most, I have to die. And so it does this dance, the dance that you're doing now. I want it, I fear it. I want it, I fear it. Because the separate self does not survive as a separate self to experience what remains when all its limitations dissolve. You're saying, I want to remain as a separate self so that I can experience everything that remains when all my limited qualities have been removed from me. But when all your limited qualities have been removed from you, you are no longer a separate self to experience whatever remains. So this dying into the flame, the common name for it is peace or happiness. But the separate self can never experience the peace and happiness for which it longs, because its sense of separation has to come to an end for that experience to shine. So that is why most people are involved in this dance. I want it, I fear it. I want it, I fear it. All that you will lose is your limitations. And your happiness, your peace, does not come from your limitations. It is your suffering that comes from your limitations. You fear to lose your relationships, but why do you love relationship? Why do you love intimacy in relationship? It's precisely because in relationship you lose your sense of separation. That's what the experience of love is, the absence of the sense of separation. So it's never a separate self that loves. Love is the absence of the separate self. It's why Rumi said, true lovers never really meet. Love is the dissolution of the sense of separation. So that the death you fear is the experience of love. It is the dissolution of everything that keeps us temporary, finite, and separate.
Thank you.